Good day everyone, I am Manisha Giara and today I'm going to tackle the next topic, which is cultivating synergic relationship with the shareholders. So when we say the word cultivating, it means that we are creating or developing a mutual beneficial relationship with the company and the shareholders. It's like we're building a trust in order to work towards the common objectives. Promoting shareholder rights principle. Ang ibig sabihin nito is that the company should focus on how they will treat their shareholders. Whether malaki man or maliit yung shares ng isang shareholder, they still have to be treated fairly and exercise kung ano yung ownership na meron sila sa company. Halimbawa na lamang, for example, ABC company is planning to expand their business. So, ang ginawa nila, in-invite nila lahat ng shareholders for a meeting, for an annual meeting, wherein lahat nagkaroon ng karapatan na bumoto for the expansion plan. So, in short, shareholders are treated equally regardless kung magkano man yung shares na meron sila doon sa company. There are a lot of recommendations regarding this principle. So, for the first recommendation is recommendation 13.1, wherein it states that the board should make sure that shareholders' basic rights are clearly disclosed in the manual on corporate governance and on the company website. So, ibig sabihin nito is that the company should create a clear policy kung saan the shareholders will be informed kung ano yung rights na meron sila. It can either be voting rights, receiving dividends, and accessing important company information. As long as the company will provide an easy procedures, then the shareholders will be able to know kung ano yung rights na meron sila doon sa company. For the second recommendation is the recommendation 13.2, wherein the board should encourage active shareholder participation by sending the notice of annual and special shareholders meeting with sufficient and relevant information at least 28 days before the meeting. So, ibig sabihin nito is that a company should send a notice of annual or special shareholders meeting at least 28 days. Bakit? It is because if they receive the notice early, then makakapag-prepare sila or they can review the agenda, understand the issues that are being directed, and decide kung boboto ba sila o hindi. This is helpful for those na kinakailangan ng mas madami pang informasyon or want to ask questions bago sila gagawa ng decision as a shareholder. So, for the next recommendation is 13.3, wherein the board should encourage active shareholder participation by making the result of the vote taken during the most recent annual or special shareholders meeting publicly available the next working day. In addition, the minutes of the annual and special shareholders meeting should be available on the company website within 5 business days from the end of the meeting. So, ibig sabihin nito is that the company should publish the voting results by the next working days so that the shareholders will immediately know kung ano yung decision na ginawa. So, what's the purpose of this recommendation? Ang purpose niya is for accountability. Since the shareholder, they deserve to know kung ano yung nangyari during the meeting, whether umattend man sila or hindi. And making the results public will also lessen the doubts or prevent doubts or questions regarding the company. For the next recommendation is the 13.4, wherein the board should make available at the option of shareholder an alternative dispute mechanism to resolve inter-corporate dispute in an amicable and effectively manner. This should be included in the company's manual on the corporate governance. So, ibig sabihin nito is that the company should provide an alternative dispute mechanism for resolving conflicts between the shareholders and the company. Ibig sabihin nito is that instead of going sa korte, they can use this process instead because this is more peaceful, cost-effective, and timely manner. Hindi katulad sa korte which is expensive, time-consuming, and it can even damage the reputation of the company. So, having this process is a much better way for everyone that is involved. For the next recommendation, 13.5, the board should establish an IRO or the Investor Relations Office to ensure constant engagement with its shareholders. The IRO should be present at every shareholders meeting. So, sabihin nito is that the company should have an Investor Relation Office. So, ang purpose nito is to ensure a regular and clear communication between the company and sa mga shareholders or investors. Yung IRO, sila ang magiging responsible for all the questions, inquiries of the investors. And also, ginagawa ito in order for investors to feel engaged and valued sa company. It is also required that IRO are present at every shareholders meeting para maging updated sila and may ma-share silang information sa mga shareholders kapag may mga inquiries sila. So, our next topic is the duties to the stakeholders. When we say duties, meron tayong responsibility as a company to act on the best interest, hindi lamang para sa mga shareholders but also for the employees, sa customers, suppliers, and even for the environment. So, ginagawa natin ito in order to balance the needs and interests of those group while making decisions kung saan lahat makakagain ng profit. So, there are two topics under the duties of the stakeholders. First is the respecting rights of the stakeholders, and second, effective redress for violation of the stakeholder rights. So, for the first principle, it says that the stakeholder rights must be respected whether these rights are set by law, through contracts, or by voluntary commitments that are made by the companies. Ang stakeholders are the customers, the employees, the government, the general public, the shareholders. So, ang purpose ng principle na ito is that to ensure that the company's decisions and everything that will be planned by the company will take effect on the stakeholders in a fairly manner. For example, if a company has promised certain benefits, then kinakailangan that they will give those benefits. Or if a customer has a legal right to refund, then the company should grant. So, this recommendation is applicable because respecting the stakeholder rights will build trust and loyalties between the stakeholders and the company. It will also create positive review or reputation para sa company, which lead to long-term success. And for the second is the effective redress for stakeholder rights and violations. Dito naman, if the stakeholder rights are violated, there should be a quick and fair process to address in any issues. Ang purpose nito is to ensure that if something goes wrong, the stakeholder has a way to fix the situation. This can mean by offering compensation, making changes, or taking other actions to make things right. This is applicable. This recommendation is applicable because sa business, di maiiwasan na magkaroon ng problems and violations. But what matters is how the company handles those situations. Because having a process for resolving dispute quickly and fairly help protect the company reputation and ensures na makukuha nila yung trust ng isang stakeholders. Because when the stakeholders feels that their rights will be respected and protected, then they are more likely to continue na mag-invest sa company na yun. So, there are three recommendations in the duties of the stakeholders. For the first recommendation, 14.1, the board should identify the company's various stakeholders and promote cooperation between them and the company in creating wealth, growth, and sustainability. So, for this recommendation, it states that the board should identify lahat ng stakeholders in the company and then focus on promoting cooperation between those groups. Ang purpose nito is to ensure na lahat is makaka-benefit doon sa success ng isang company. And by working together all the stakeholders, the company can grow in any way that support not just the company itself but also the people that it depends on. This is applicable as a recommendation because when everyone cooperates, then a company can create a better environment and make better decisions. For the second recommendation, the board should establish clear policies and programs to provide a mechanism on the fair treatment and protection of the stakeholders. So, for this recommendation, it states that the board should create a clear policy na kung saan lahat ng stakeholders will be treated fairly. Lahat ng complaints or lahat ng inquiries ng stakeholders will be treated with respect and will be acknowledged. Whether it is an employee, customer, or supplier, they know that they will be treated fairly. This is applicable because fairness and protection are key for strong, trustworthy relationship between the stakeholders and the company. And for the last recommendation is the 14.3, wherein the board should adopt a transparent framework and process that allows stakeholders to communicate with the company and to obtain redress for the violation of their right. So, for the last recommendation, it means that if the stakeholder feels their rights have been violated, there should be a clear process to help them fairly address those kind of situation. A purpose is that if to ensure that if something goes wrong within the stakeholders, then they will know when and how to voice their concerns and how to get help in solving these issues. And this is applicable as a recommendation because when stakeholders know that their rights will be fairly recognized by the company, then they are more likely to stay